Hey gang, let's talk today about active learning. Active learning is the best way to make sure you retain the information that you're learning from your instructors. There are generally two parts to this active learning. First, you have your initial learning, and then you have studying. The most important part of your initial learning is making sure you attend class. That is where I went wrong my first semester of college. I had the attitude of, I'm not in high school, nobody can make me go to class anymore, and boy was I wrong. That semester I got less than satisfactory grades, and it was my least successful semester of all my academic career. I quickly learned that you need to attend class. Before you attend class, you want to make sure that you do read any of the assigned chapters, any of the assigned notes or PowerPoints or anything along these lines that the teacher has assigned. You want to go prepared, so that way you have an idea about what it is you're going to be covering in class, so when your instructor covers it, you can receive it even better. While you're in class, you need to take notes. Okay, and you can take notes in a variety of ways. There are T notes, Cornell notes, outlines. It's just as long as you're taking notes. But once you take notes, you can't forget to actually go back and study them. Well, once you take notes, always revisit those notes. Reorganize them, rewrite them, turn them into flashcards, whatever it is you need to do with your notes. But it's very important that you, flash notes, it's very important that you do revisit your notes. Taking notes isn't just an in-class activity. You take notes so that you have something at home to remind you about what you went over in class and something to go over and study. So don't take notes once, put them in your notebook, and never look at them again. That is not a way to be a successful student. As you're reading and taking notes and going over what your teachers and your instructors talking about, feel free to spend some time looking at the graphics in your book or the pictures in your book. These are important parts. That's why they're in there. So don't just skim over them. Take a minute and look at them and figure out how they relate to the material that you are that you're working on. You also, from your notes, you can make up some tests, questions, come up with questions that you have about the material. But then again, just like your notes, you don't leave it there. You always have to make sure you're answering those questions. You can't just stop with, oh, I wrote my question down. You have to make sure you're answering them as well. So you've come to class and you've taken notes and you've created some questions and you've done the reading. The next step I would do to help me study is reorganizing my notes, but I would also answer any of the end of the chapter questions that are in your textbook. Just because your teacher doesn't assign them and just because they're not going to be due, these are so important. A lot of times this is where your teachers are going to be able to find the questions they want on their tests. So always look at the questions at the end of each chapter. It is very important. Once you've reorganized your notes, you've answered the chapter questions, start quizzing yourself. You can do this by yourself by, if you have some sort of T-noting like this, then you can just cover up half and your questions over here and your answers are over here. Or you can have maybe a friend do it for you, but you need to be sure that you are quizzing yourself and practicing your flashcards that you have created. So those are some ways to prep for class and to become more active learners. Making sure that you attend class is number one. Making sure you come to class prepared, having read the material. Making sure you reorganize your notes, create flashcards, and also test yourself. All right. Hope this helps you out, and always come to me if you need help figuring out better ways to create your notes or what to do with those notes, or if you have any questions at all. Have a great day.